This is CBS 47 Action News Jax at noon. Local coverage you can count on.
Right now at noon, a home destroyed in an overnight fire is being investigated as an attack. What neighbors say they've seen going on inside this home before.
Plus, just in the last hour, a new finance committee has voted to defer the half-cent sales tax increase to fix Duval County's aging schools. But just in the last 30 minutes, county commissioners denied rezoning applications which would have allowed for townhomes in St. Johns County. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Phil Amato.
And I'm Dawn Lopez. Action News Jax Elizabeth Pace has been at that meeting since 9 a.m. following all of the new developments. Good afternoon, Elizabeth.
I just stepped out from that meeting right now, and a big development coming down. The county commissioners here just denied a plan for a major development here in St. Johns County. They say they've received several emails over the past couple of weeks about concerned neighbors saying that this development would cause too much traffic in their already crowded area over there. Now, I just spent the last hour or so listening to developers talk about their plan for this plan over here in St. Johns County. They say more than 33 acres of open rural land near Wildwood Drive and State Road 207 could be turned into a planned unit development. Now, they show some of the renderings they had, an idea for this development over here. They described it as a much-needed shopping center for this community. It will include a Publix and up to 280 townhomes. But some people who live in this area view it differently. They see 1,000 more cars in an already heavily trafficked area. Parents are worried about overcrowding at nearby schools. And they're still discussing it inside right now after they made their vote, because this isn't the only development they're talking about today during their regular meeting. And so coming up at 5, I'll show you what else could be coming to St. Johns County. Reporting live in St. Augustine, Elizabeth Pace, CBS 47, Action News Jax.
New at noon, voters in Duval County are left with no voting date for the half-cent sales tax increase referendum. In the last hour and a half, a group of city council members unanimously voted to defer the fundraising initiative to repair and replace the old Duval County schools. Action News Jax Courtney Cole is live at City Hall right now. And Courtney, emotions were running high in this meeting today.
And right now, Phil, I'm standing outside of City Council chambers. And if I open the door, you can see it's dark because in the last 30 minutes, members of the City Council, the school board, concerned members of the community, they all cleared out of here. And while this was the first meeting with the new finance committee, the rhetoric was the same. Members of City Council, members of the school board, both talking at each other about how they should move forward, but they left chambers with no consensus. And City Council says they only have one time to do this right with the voters because it won't come back again. So they want to make sure they're doing it correctly. And that's why many members want to see timelines for construction and not just estimates from the school district, they say. The finance committee members say they need to know how this will impact Jacksonville's credit rating, and members also want to see the state complete an audit for this special election, and that's something that needs to happen for this special election to even be legitimate.
What has happened over the past, 6, 7 weeks, almost 2 months, as questions are answered and the goalpost is moved.
I think council members are still in a learning process with a lot of what the school board does and how it does their business. So it takes us a little bit longer to get there, but we're all committed to getting there.
Now, the one thing that everyone inside of City Council chambers could agree on was that they do care about the kids. They just can't seem to agree on how to move forward. But the discussion isn't over today. Actually, here in council chambers, they're going to be meeting again at 2. This time it will be the Rules Committee. They're coming up next on Action News Jax at 5. I'm taking a closer look at the state's audit process and what some believe could have been the holdup. Reporting live inside of City Hall, Courtney Cole, CBS 47. Action News Jax.
Courtney has been there at that meeting since 9:30 this morning, tweeting out new information, bringing you updates as she gets them. And you can follow her on Twitter at Courtney A. Jax as she continues to work on the story for Action News Jax tonight at 5. Right now, Bradford County deputies are asking you to take a look at this picture. They're asking for the community's help finding this 13-year-old girl. Now, they tell Action News Jax Alicia Aviles went missing from her home in Stark on the 14th around 3 in the morning. Deputies tell us that they believe that she's trying to get here to Jacksonville. So if you've seen this teen or if you know where she is going, you're asked to call police right away.
Just into the Action News Jax newsroom, a local teen will be tried as an adult for the murder of a 17-year-old girl. A source tells us Tremaine Robinson confessed to killing Alasia Poe, but said it was an accident. Her body was found last week inside of her West Side home. Robinson is now due back in court on July 22nd. New this noon, investigators now believe a house fire on the west side could be a case of arson. Action News Jax brought you the fire's breaking news at 4:30 this morning. Action News Jax Brittany Donovan has uncovered investigators believe it's suspicious.
To give you an idea of how big this fire was, I want you to take a look at the trees above this house. 20 feet in the air, you can see charring on the leaves. When firefighters were able to get these flames out, this sign went up. Investigators suspect arson. This video from a neighbor's surveillance camera shows the flames that engulfed a home on Sonora Road.
It looked like it started in the back and then it just got huge.
Firefighters said no one was home. They stopped the fire, but not before the roof collapsed. The damage is extensive. Windows were busted and everything inside was destroyed. I got in touch with a realtor who had listed the property. She said the owner moved out 7 months ago and she was working on a short sale.
There were people living there. I've seen candles going at night, so that probably could have started it, I'm not sure.
We watched as fire marshal investigators and a canine search for the cause of the flames. They now suspect arson. Neighbors tell me they're glad no one was hurt and no other homes damaged.
Luckily the houses are far apart and it's a block home, so everything was kind of upward.
I've called and emailed the state fire marshal's office to find out what investigators found inside and outside the home that leads them to suspect arson. I'll let you know what I found out tonight on CBS47 at 5. Reporting in Duval County, Brittany Donovan, CBS47, Action News Jax.
We have some new information this noon. Attorneys for former Jacksonville City Councilman Reggie Brown filed a motion today to have all the indictments against him dismissed. He's charged alongside fellow former Councilwoman Katrina Brown on fraud charges related to a local business. Reggie Brown's attorney says the 70-day window to begin the trial has elapsed as required by the Speedy Trial Act. The judge is giving prosecutors until 5 p.m. Thursday to respond to the motion.
A local family says they're beginning a painful chapter with the latest news of their missing 18-year-old son. Last week, we told you that these bones were found in the northwest side of Jacksonville in the woods. Monday, police identified them as Corbin Johnson's. That teen was last seen at his mother's house, we're told, July 11th of last year. They believe that he left the house with an unknown person. His dad says that he had dropped him off, though, for a job interview. His family tells us this discovery won't bring them closure until they figure out exactly what happened. And investigators are now working to also identify a woman's body who was found on a local road. Action News Jax first broke the story last night at 11. Police say the body was found on McDuff Avenue near Kipp Elementary School. Police do believe that this is suspicious.
Right now, police are looking for 2 people accused of breaking into a home on church property on Townsend Boulevard. Take a good look at these pictures of those suspects here. GSO says they forced their way into the home and took several electronic items. If you recognize them, you're asked to call JSO or Crime Stoppers.
All new this noon, a St. Johns County alligator expert has been flown to Chicago to help catch this guy. And the reason? Well, Action News Jax told you last week when a gator was seen in the Humboldt Park Lagoon. Since then, well, Animal Care and Control closed that area off but had trouble trying to catch it until Frank Robbs from the Crocodilian Specialist Services in St. Augustine showed up.
At about 1:30 a.m. on the north side of the island there behind you, vocalized, saw his eye shine, and caught him on the fishing rod, and it went down pretty fast.
Seeing a gator in Chicago is not a usual sighting. For us, yes. Chicago, no. Experts believe the alligator was likely someone's pet and just became too big to handle.
Yeah, that's big for the people in Chicago. Well, in Neptune Beach, there will be a meeting for business owners to learn more about solar energy. That's at 5:30 tonight at the Neptune House on Florida Boulevard. Leaders will talk about how Neptune Beach's new solar co-op works and how you can save businesses money. Action News Jax told you about that solar co-op last week. The idea is to make it easier to reduce your carbon footprint and make it more affordable to use solar energy. It's open to all small business owners and homeowners in Neptune and Jacksonville beaches.
Dog owners prepare to explore a new favorite spot, possibly. Brewhound Dog Park and Bar is inviting the community out to its official grand opening. Now, this is an all-day event. It'll run from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And we're told there will be food out there, music, a dog bikini contest. I like to see that one. And 25 local vendors, plus a portion of the proceeds will go to 5 local pet rescues and also for Canine for Warriors, First Sisters, and the Humane Society. And parents, put this on your to-do list. The Jax Pal After School program is now open for enrollment. So Mom and Dad, the deadline is set for July 19th, and you can apply at all Jax Pal community centers from 9 a.m. until noon and then 2 p.m. until 4 p.m.
Also, job seekers' time is running out. There's less than 2 hours left now to check out Job Fair X. That fair is at the Marriott Hotel on Salisbury Road until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Job seekers should dress professionally and bring multiple copies of their resume.
From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Garrett Beadenwald. Check out these feels-like temperatures already above 100, 103 in Brunswick. We're going to be timing out some showers and thunderstorms, though, as we head into the afternoon when they increase. That's coming up in the Action News Jax First Alert 7-day forecast.
Plus, we have liftoff. 50 years and 3 hours ago, Apollo 11 took off for one historic trip. Coming up all new at noon, how the original crew marked the day's accomplishment.
And a warning you may never heard about before, how police say humans could create meth gators.
What to watch, brought to you by Ashley Home Store.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo
There it was 50 years ago today at 9:32 a.m. The Apollo 11 astronauts launched from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. And just in the last 3 hours, this is the cool thing, Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins returned to the exact spot, Don, from where that liftoff took place.
How incredible. Yeah. What a moment. Well, all new this noon, Chris Martinez was there as these astronauts marked a historic day.
Don and Phil, people have come here from all over the world to celebrate this moon milestone, this big anniversary, generating some fresh excitement for a mission that's now 5 decades old.
3, 2, 1.
At the Kennedy Space Center this morning, visitors at Launch Pad 39A cheered at the precise moment Apollo 11 blasted off for the moon 50 years ago.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
On July 16, 1969, a Saturn V rocket carried 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, on the 225,000-mile journey. Walter Cronkite anchored CBS News coverage.
Oh boy, it looks good, Wally.
It was the beginning of a historic mission that many consider one of mankind's greatest accomplishments. Collins looked back at the launch of the most powerful rocket ever built.
Inside, you're not worried about your power so much as you're worried about your steering.
4 days later, the lunar module touched down.
The Eagle has landed.
And Armstrong became the first person to set foot on the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Astronauts Armstrong and Aldrin left behind an American flag and a plaque that read in part, "We came in peace for all mankind."
Their success expanded humanity's understanding of our celestial neighbor, and most importantly, it taught us something about ourselves, that together we can accomplish any goal.
NASA has set its sights on returning to the moon. The project faces cost overruns and schedule delays, but the goal is to have a man or woman walking on the moon by the year 2024.
And NASA hoping to get those new moon missions underway soon. It's called the Orion program, and they are hoping to have a test launch at some point next year. Reporting at the Kennedy Space Center, I'm Chris Martinez, CBS 47 Action News, Jax.
Many Americans desperate to pay off student loans are falling for some scams. Action News Jax anchors John Bachman and Tanika Hughes give us a look at what's ahead tonight at 5:45.
More Americans than ever are falling for student loan scams.
Many are desperate to get out of debt.
People, families are being contacted by text, by voicemail, by email, and they are given this amazing opportunity, seemingly. We can get rid of your student loan debt.
We reveal the 2 biggest red flags to help you spot the scammers and tell you the best ways to actually eliminate your loans.
That's today at 5:45 on CBS 47.
Today on ESPN 690 with Action Sports Jax Brent Martineau and former Jags player Austin Lane. They're talking Georgia Bulldogs at SEC Media Days. Plus the Jacksonville Icemen make an announcement about their future this afternoon and their daily segment called Ballin' and Fallin'. Tune in to the fastest growing sports radio station in Jacksonville. That's Action Sports Jax, ESPN 690, weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. You can stream it on ESPN690.com as well.
Now, certified Jacksonville's most accurate weather forecast. Action News Jax First Alert Weather.
I'm First Alert meteorologist Garrett Beatonball. Already 92 degrees in Jacksonville, upper 80s though, closer to the beaches. We're feeling like 100 plus. We told you it would be above 100 already by lunchtime. Look at here, it's 102 at Fernandina Beach, 101 at the International Airport, 103 feels like temperatures in Brunswick. It's really the heat that won't stop. So far this year, we've seen 97 degrees or hotter 19 times through Monday. Now, that only happened twice in 2018. We'll likely make this number 20 by the time it's all said and done for today. In fact, our forecast high temperature in the upper 90s in Jacksonville. The record high is 102 from 1981. We'll still see those feels like temperatures 105 plus, but lower 90s are highs at the coast and upper 90s to near 100 in some localized spots with our air temperature. You couple that with the humidity and it feels again like 105 during the peak heating hours, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Then things begin to die down, but still pretty warm when you head home from work. today and still feeling like the 90s as we head into even this evening by 6, 7, and 8 o'clock. So you see there the very hot categories where we are right now. Pretty nice at Jack's Beach, but still warm on the Action News Jack's First Alert Skycam Network. Taking a live look right now at 91 degrees, a west-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Hour by hour this afternoon there, we'll see the 80s after that sea breeze continues to advance inland with partly sunny skies. It'll be dry there, but right now, 5-Swing First Alert Doppler HD is not tracking any rain over land over northeast Florida and southeast Georgia as we dive down to street level mapping here across Duval County. Here's that hour by hour forecast, though. We'll see a few isolated to widely scattered inland showers and rumbles of thunder as we head through this afternoon. Through the evening commute, very sporadic, very isolated to widely scattered in nature. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish will be here tracking that for you this afternoon. Then things die down, as is typical, overnight, and then we go through Wednesday. And we'll see another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms, a bit more coverage than today. The locally heavy downpours and lightning strikes, the main threats, though a gusty wind possible as well as we head through Wednesday afternoon. Now, your Action News Jack's First Alert 7-day forecast with, of course, your weekend always in view. We'll be in the mid-90s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms into the afternoons. Be dying down with the loss of the daytime heating. Of course, that's good for the Rolling Stones forecast outside at TIAA Bank Field on Friday evening. Then we go into the mid-90s still for your weekend. Saturday and Sunday, just a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoons. You can always get this forecast any time of the day right there at actionnewsjax.com.
New at noon, a bad habit could be creating meth gators, the disposal process of drugs that police say has to stop. This next story, I couldn't even believe it. A warning from a Tennessee police department is going viral after they're warning the public about meth gators.
I heard that right. We were shaking our heads when we heard about this. They say they felt the need to inform people about what could happen when drugs get flushed down the toilet. Now, here's a look at the post. It says in part, our sewer guys take great pride in releasing water that is cleaner than what is in the creek, but they are not really prepared for meth. Ducks, geese, and other fowl frequent our treatment ponds, and we shudder to think what one all hyped up on meth would do. Furthermore, if it made it far enough, we could create meth gators. So there's the warning there.
Wow. Moms, a new study found how much time you spend worrying about the health of your baby during the first year. Oh, I bet you it's a lot of time. According to one poll, the average mom spends more than 1,400 hours or a little over 8 weeks worrying. Topics of discussion include if the child was growing properly, sleeping enough, and if the baby's eating the right amount of milk or formula. I used to put my finger under my baby's nose just to make sure they were okay and breathing. Back after this.
More Americans than ever are desperate to get out of student loan debt, and it's leading to scams. New at 5:30 tonight, the 2 red flags to help you spot those scammers.
And it's going to be hot today in the upper 90s, some inland scattered showers and storms.
Have a good day, everyone.
Y&R is coming up next.